This is gonna be a science-based bullshit workout, and all I'm looking forward to is drinking my optimal white monster while I do an hour of Stairmaster. I'm gonna pump everything up besides my quads. I've had 100 grams of rice 2 times today, so I've had about 50 carbs all day, and I am fucking feeling it, you know? So I'm not really gonna rest. He's gonna film basically like every exercise I do. I'm gonna do like a set of everything. The pump's gonna be sweet. You know, I just feel like I'm gonna have like a good pump today. Like a flat, I think being flat sometimes, like it looks really good, you know? Being super full, obviously is like the ideal, but sometimes there's like a cool aesthetic to the look of like a flat, malnourished physique in kind of a weird way where you just look like the fat's coming off, you know? And I'm happy with how I look for what I've done so far. Because you can remember, I had gyno surgery fucking in November, and then I moved and we got our house January 10th. I didn't start my diet for real to get like shredded in like mid-January. So February, March, now we're in April. So I did 12 weeks. I did a lot of damage in 12 weeks. You know, when you really fucking buckle in, you can get a lot done. So 12 weeks, dude, I got from a chunky monkey to like this, you know? So if I had 16 weeks, I'd be fucking shredded. The June show that I want to do, that's the one that I'm going to really push for. So think about it like this. I go down to April contest. I get decently lean, 80-90% contest bodybuilding stage. And then I'm going to eat a fuck ton of food. I'm going to gain like 20 pounds. You guys are going to see me fill out like crazy and look nuts. It's going to be so fun. And then for like 2 weeks, I'll be like pushing my food up, my body weight up to like really fill this frame out. My metabolism is going to go through the roof. And then with that crazy metabolism, go all the way down to shreds to June 20th. So this is like, I was here, 253 I started this, 253 bro. Down to 230, and then I'll fill out some crazy amount of weight, probably back up to 250 or even the 240s, somewhere sick. And then with that ripping metabolism, going down to really shredded for June is gonna be easier than, I guarantee getting shredded for June will be easier than getting 90% shredded right now for April. Because it's almost like you gotta go down and then like take a break, come out of it, and then re-enter, really dig in. So let's get this workout done. I got cardio and then back to editing. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. It's really hard not to go to failure. I wanna train hard. It's like coming to the gym and not wanting to lift weights hard, you know? It's a very strange sensation. Doing like 10 to 15 reps on everything. It's good to hit these workouts that are kind of bullshit when you're, you know, if you guys ever want to compete or something, you got to get ready fucking early. Be in shape early. I'm not in shape right now, but I wasn't trying to do this show. It's kind of crazy to just, I got to go to Vietnam for a couple days, satisfy my visa. On the way there, hop on a bodybuilding stage, you know? I gotta get some posing trunks. I'm gonna have Megan shave me. It's all, in here is the hardest part to do the hair because I feel like I get razor burn in there, or like my back, my lats. Worst thing is like having beautiful skin and then trying to buzz your hair and you get like red lumps or red bumps or whatever. And I've tried the Philips and the Relic with a green one. I've tried just a regular buzz, like a barber buzzer. I've tried a regular fucking razor. The only thing that keeps me good is I have to do a buzzer, like a barber buzzer, the shortest I can get. Like when you're getting a lineup, not the shaver that's skin, but the one, like the 1 millimeter or the 0.5 millimeter buzzer, I think is the best because it's not on your skin, but if you use that, when you go in the shower, don't use any soap. Just wash the hair off you and then get some moisturizer, even like baby oil, any sort of moisturizer, and lather up the whole area that you just shaved, and it'll prevent any of those red, you know, razor bumps from happening. Because that can, one time someone was like, bro, you have acne or whatever. And I just remember it was right here on my lat. And it was because Megan, when she buzzed me, it just gave me like a little like red mark. I was like, bro, it's fucking a razor mark. It's not acne, dude. Bro, I want to train so fucking bad. I work out, I'm not really resting. I'm just trying to burn calories and put blood everywhere. I'm not hitting the Stairmaster this year. You know, I will today, just for the fuck of it, at the end of my workout. Or I might incline walk, I haven't decided. But I've done this whole diet, no Stairmaster. And in the past, you guys know those step mills, those Kai Green, his feet go like this on the step mill? If you actually do that, it feels like a Stairmaster, but you don't pick up your whole leg, which is why I get really tight hip flexors from Stairmaster. If I start doing 30, 45 minutes of stairs, it starts getting almost every day, you know, a lot of Stairmaster. That picking up your leg over and over blasts my hip flexors. And then I go to train quads or squat or do hack squats or leg press and I get a hip impingement because my femur is sitting so forward in the socket that it just pinches and pinches and pinches. It's not sitting in the posterior portion of that joint capsule because you're doing all the Stairmaster. So to do this whole entire diet this year, this 2026, the great cut of 2026 with no stairs and all treadmill and no steps, bro. I'm not taking any steps. I just, whatever I walk around my house, walk around the gym, but the treadmill has been really where I'm at. I would rather do 2 hours of treadmill, hour morning, hour night, and have no hip flexor issues. Even though I know the Stairmaster burns more calories, I know the Stairmaster is the fucking one. For me, my hip flexors just get fucked after a while. I purposely didn't bring any straps because I know if I use straps, I'll go heavy on these back movements, and I'm like, nah, no straps. I can't do any shrugs, can't do any heavy rows, so I just, whatever my grip allows me. Would I ever do this to build muscle? No. But it's a good low fatigue, you know, movement for me to use right now. Get me a good pump, put blood in my back. All right, and then we're gonna do some pull-ups. So if you guys are gonna do this exercise, there's a fulcrum point at the hips. Obviously you can hinge to like spot yourself, but the point of this exercise is to row. So if you're here, look at here, come like this way a little bit so you can see like my back. When I'm rowing on this movement, if I go like that, this is the muscles at my hip joint, which are gonna be my erectors and my glutes and my hamstrings. If I keep that joint and make a new joint that doesn't exist basically, and I put that joint as if there was like a bar going through me here, through my ribs here, and I protract, I take my spine and I go into your thoracic spine is, okay, your cervical is your highest portion of your spine, is like your neck is your cervical spine, you have your lumbar spine, and the upper part of your back is your thoracic. Thoracic flexion and extension is thoracic flexion, thoracic extension. I want to do thoracic flexion and extension as opposed to the flexion and extension coming from the hips. So if I was going to do this exercise and I said I want to build as much muscle as possible in my lats and my traps, the point that I'm going to be moving at is not going to be at my hips because there's so much power from this hip joint. What I would rather do to build the most amount of muscle is instead of going here and like that, is lock this here and go here. See how I'm opening and protracting? Thoracic flexion to extension. And I'm not getting any movement down here. So that's what I would do if I was really gonna use this exercise. See that? This is a good exercise to do to pre-exhaust them, to get blood in the muscle on a movement that's not systemically gonna kill you. Even doing this bullshit workout, holy fuck. I'm feeling so I was on the computer earlier just like, and I slept so good last night. Oh yeah, you guys are the first people to know that I started smoking weed again. And I'm making a face right now that sounds like I'm embarrassed or I want to say sorry. And I don't. Because for me, dude, my sleep is better. Here's the positives for me for marijuana. My sleep is better. I know it disrupts your sleep. Bro, I don't give a fuck what the studies say. I'm telling you, my personal study is when I sleep, no marijuana in my body versus sleeping with marijuana in my body, my sleep is better. I wake up the next day refreshed. My mood in the evening when I'm trying to wind down, I get less frustrated at the tasks I have to do for the day, the night and the next day. My cortisol is less. My enjoyment, it makes things go from fully enjoyable to like fully, like a little bonus enjoyable. And I think that's very valuable. I don't know, man. There's a lot of high functioning, successful people that use marijuana. And I've tried no weed, I've tried weed. And for me, dude, my life is just better with marijuana. I don't know. I kind of wish it wasn't. But if I look at a 12, I think net. I'm a very net-minded person. When I mean net, I mean at the end of 6 months, what's the most net amount of progress I can make? But what happened to me during that 6 months? If I said to you, hey, what's the most amount of money you can make in a year? I would say, dude, OnlyFans. You know, if someone says, hey, bro, you're fucking broke. What can you do right now to make 100K as fast as possible from zero? OnlyFans. You need internet and your fucking cock and balls and a pussy. You know, but in 6 months from now, you're gonna have the money, but who did you become? Being an OnlyFans person, you know? It's almost like you sacrifice something of yourself to get to this net result. For me, what can I do, or what's the most leanest, biggest version of me that I can attain in 6 months from now? What's the best relationship that I can have with Megan, the best personal life, the best mental health space that I can create? And for me, in that 6 months time, maybe it's using this, and all these supplements, maybe kratom and weed and this, whatever. But the person that transformed to get the noun of the thing I wanted, the who I am, maybe is kind of fucked up. You know, like, yeah, you have the result, but dude, who did you become along the way? Like, what happened to you, you know? And for me, when I think in 6 months from now, I want to have 6 months worth of optimal sleep, optimal time with her, optimal fucking everything. And I think for me, marijuana does not take away from that. It enhances it. And other people might differ. Some people might say, oh, you're full, you know, you don't know, you're naive to your own bullshit. And I'm gonna say, maybe, dude, maybe. But like, let me find it out for myself. You know, let me find out for myself. Let me find out in 6 months that, fuck, I should have stayed off the marijuana. Or maybe in 6 months, I'm gonna go, wow, I have this. Another thing, you guys following me, you guys are gonna be the first to know. If you know James English, him and Tanner Tattard actually reached out to me, you know, with James, and I've been texting him. It's crazy, I'm texting James English. I used to watch his fucking deadlift videos 10 years ago. Or maybe not 10, but like 8 years ago. I watched him, he had a tie on, like a green tie or purple tie, and he was doing deadlifts, and he was so young. And I remember watching him back then when I was getting into lifting. And I think he's younger than me by a little bit, but dude, I'm texting him, and I just got a discount code from Moglabs, bro. And I'm so happy that I get to be part of a company that is run by my favorite, he's probably one of my favorite influencers. Favorite guys to ever watch on social media is James English. And Tanner is a fucking genius. I love learning and watching his stuff. I smoked weed all this time, and here I am getting this result. It's really hard for me to say, oh, I would have got these results sooner, or I would have had bigger and better companies if I didn't use marijuana. Like when people say to me, hey dude, barbells are outdated, benching is outdated, the risk reward for deadlifts is outdated, and I'm like, so you're telling me if I didn't do those things, I wouldn't have the result I have? Or I would have less of a result? Really? Are you really able to say that with the position of authority of knowledge that you know for a fact that my life is better without weed? Like, how the fuck do you know that about me? Maybe for you it isn't. But I just want people to encourage me, and I want to encourage you. If you tell me, man, that doing this enhances your life, and you're convinced of it, bro, I'm going to support you all the way. And the second that you go, hey, I fucked up and I made a mistake, I'm going to support you in the fact that you recognize and have the self-reflection to go, hey, this part of me, this character trait I had, this habit I had, this lifestyle choice I had was not good for me. And dude, you learned something. At the end of the day, you learned something. And if you lie to yourself, that's where I might look at you like, are you lying? You know, are you lying to yourself? But I want you to come to that realization. I'm never not gonna look at you, or I don't want people to look at me and say, hey bro, don't do that. I know for sure, don't do that. Like, let me do it and fuck up, you know? So yeah, it feels crazy, man, to be back with a joint in my hands, smoking a joint. You know, like, I told everyone I was done. So it feels like I'm betraying people, but on the other hand, I need to be true to myself, and I'm not betraying myself by doing what I think is best for me. My fucking REM sleep on my watch, I've been getting over 2 hours of REM sleep a night with the marijuana in me. I'm like, before the weed, I didn't ever get 2 hours of REM sleep. It was like an hour, 0.25 to maybe 1.5 hours per night. Now I'm getting 2+ hours, and that's on no food, lean physique, so I'm really happy that I am where I am, and I learned what no weed felt like, and I learned what using weed felt like, and you know what? I'm cool with it, so yeah. Hamstrings, I've done some adductors. I put a little blood into my quads. I just hit some lats, both on the rowing. That grip width for me, when I pull, it's kind of weird to go like this because my hands are kind of in. So naturally my elbow, you know, goes into my rib cage. So that exercise and pull-ups is a lot of lats for me. I got this bar here. This is going to start bringing me elbows flared. I'm going to start getting a little bit more traps in rear delts. I'm going to get into some regular delts, biceps, triceps, get some posing in, and get on the Stairmaster for an hour. and whatever. I gotta book the Vietnam trip. I gotta book the Airbnb in Vietnam, the Airbnb in Bangkok, register for the contest, register for the tanning, and buy my trunks. And I'm gonna do that all in the cardio, man. Getting that 2 for 1. Getting some admin working, getting some cardio working. See this lean, how I'm here? When I was doing lats, I was here. When I'm back here, there's a lot of leverage I'm getting from pushing into this, and it lets that delt get a nice pull from the trap into the delt. Okay, and this is another good one. It's a Kai Green special. Okay, so I'm gonna get over and kind of blend rear delts and side delts. Your side delts are an external rotator. This is external rotation right here. So if I had a weight in my hands and I was trying to go that way with it, when you do this back double bicep pose, your side delt is flexed rock hard. But not a lot of people are building crazy side delts from doing, with the cable and going like this. But you can incorporate this movement pattern with your side delt stuff. Think of it like your hands are in front of you because the side delt muscle has a direction. There's a grain to it, like wood or something. There's like a grain direction to the muscle, like steak, cutting steak against or with the grain, or wood against or with the grain. Your muscle has a grain. And the side delt fibers don't go straight down like this to the ground, where going like this doesn't really make sense anatomically. It makes more sense to be here and go like that. When you do this, there's an element of hand external rotation you can kind of get. Whereas if you guys were lifting in like the 2010s, a lot of social media stuff, people would say, pour the cup. Like they're telling you to do side raises and go like that. Why would you be internally rotating your shoulder on a side delt muscle that is responsible for external rotation? It doesn't really make much sense. If you're in rear delt mode, yeah, fine. Your hands can be like this and you can do rear delts like that. You can see through my shirt, the rear delt muscle right here, right there. That's fine to have your palms and thumbs, facing in. But if I'm doing side delts, why would I want to come up and go like that? I'm internally rotated at the shoulder. It doesn't really make sense to me. So when I do side raises and side delts, the cue of the movement pattern I'm thinking is to go like that. Like I'm trying to go like this. So when I do side raises, it's almost like I'm coming up, and if I was gonna complete the rep fully, it would go, and right there, dude, my side delt is crazy. I have a sweatshirt on. It's contracted like freaking crazy, So this is the ending of side delt, of side delt exercise, really here. So it's almost like the pec stuff I was saying, where I wanna go here. I'm aiming to where the pec is fully contracted. With side raises, I'm aiming to where it would be fully contracted, but I'm only gonna go to about here. But I'm not thinking pour the cup internally rotated. I'm thinking externally rotate and get my palm to come like that. And that type of motion. When you do that, you can merge rear delts and side delts together, because your rear, they really are they're so adjacent that sometimes when you're doing rear delts, you get side delt pumps. When you do side delts, you get rear delt pumps, and you can bring them together. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So I changed the battery. So you guys have seen, obviously, this a million times. I can spot from the shoulder girdle and almost merge it into some side delts, like that. This is rears. That muscle right there, in my opinion, you gotta row at some point. Rowing has to be part of your rear delt training. And eventually you kind of have all your rear delt training being rows, and you use flies to pre-exhaust into the rows, because the rows are gonna be more weight because it's multi-joint. And then when I wanna go to side delts, or if I wanna transition this exercise to side delts, I'm here. But see how the dumbbells didn't actually change position? The rear delts, I want the dumbbells hanging with gravity, and I pull out like that. With side delts, I actually keep the dumbbells where they are, and the dumbbell path is not like straight out anymore. It's gonna be like that. So it kind of comes behind me, and I'm doing this thing. Looks like you're flapping like a bird. I'm getting a pump right now. It's very difficult because I have a fucking air conditioner on me and I have no food in me. Then upright rows with some momentum, like this. You guys already know, they're one of the best movements. All right, so now we're gonna superset rear delt with side delt upright rows. And now we're gonna come here and I'm gonna do a close grip so I get a little bit of tricep. Holy shit. I'm gonna do a couple rounds of that. I'll resume, I can't talk, bro. I'll resume videoing once I do a few of these and I go into the next, last thing is gonna be chest. Do some chest, little bicep, tricep, get some posing. So I'll see you guys at my little science-based chest portion. A 2-plate Smith machine bench is hilarious. I'm going to like failure, but like not. Like I'm getting, oh, I'm about to hit it, and then I pull away, you know? Like I'm edging myself, bro. I'm edging. Couple minutes, we'll take the shirt off in front of all these people, and they get to witness it, bro. You bet, listen, if you're big, all you gotta think is, oh man, people are looking at me. Oh man, my shirt's off. I look like I'm trying to show off. Doesn't matter, bro. Without us, bro, society wouldn't have it to look at. Okay. How's that? Woo, coming, bro. It's coming, man. It's about as, I might get a little leaner, but it's Monday. I gotta be like by Friday, you know? I'm not gonna get that much more body fat off by the weekend. I can try, the only thing is, I don't want any injections to get fucked up. So I'm gonna put on posing trunks and see where the trunks are on my skin and then inject there in case I have a problem. I never have ever, except for GHKCU, gave me a problem, gave me like bruises. Test, EQ, GH, never had issues. So I should be fine. Let's just say, be extra cautious. I'm gonna inject where the fabric of the trunks are. It's not much, it's like wearing a fucking thong, you know? But yeah, that's where I'm at. Pretty happy with it. It's just this. That, I need another 4 weeks. Just that alone, just those 5 pounds, 6, 7 pounds is like a month, bro. Because you gotta be careful with it. You gotta manage how fatigued your body is. To lose, if you have to lose 50 pounds, 50 to 40 is a joke. The last 10 is so much harder than the first 10. Every pound of muscle you put on and you get further away from your body's home base of muscle, the harder every pound of muscle gets than the one before it. Fat loss is the same thing. Every time you lose 5, 10 pounds of body fat, the next 5 or 10 is harder than the prior 5 or 10. But if you can manage your thyroid, your metabolism with refeeds, you'll use the refeeds to actually get out of a calorie deficit into a surplus, and the surplus revs the metabolism like your car engine. If you guys drive standard transmission or ever driven a manual transmission vehicle of any kind, bike, car, truck, whatever, if you let the clutch out and the car's trying to go, but you're aimed up a hill or you're stepping on the brake, the engine does what? It kind of bogs down and the RPMs go and it stalls. Same thing with your metabolism. If you don't give it fuel, you need to get off the brake pedal and give it throttle, or you're aimed up a hill, the car's trying to roll this way and you're letting off the clutch to go that way. It needs throttle, it needs fuel for the engine to come alive and burn and progress forward. Same thing with your metabolism. You can't just stay, in my opinion, most people cannot stay in a calorie deficit endlessly. There has to be times where you give the body fuel so that the engine wakes up and all your hunger hormones come up, your pituitary, your thyroid, your sex hormones, your everything kind of revs. I call it, you gotta rev the metabolism. It's like a little pilot light of like a candle. And if you snuff it out, you snuff it out. But you're trying to starve it of oxygen. You're trying to deplete your body of body fat. So you have to remove calories and starve it and malnourish it. But if you put too much, over that fire, it's gonna go out. But if you give it so much, it just stays like a big fire and you don't make any progress. That would be like if someone's in a small calorie deficit and they stay there for a while, your body just metabolically is going to adapt to that deficit. And you think you're in a deficit, but you just made yourself a new maintenance because the cut and the deficit wasn't aggressive enough. So now you need to cut more calories, but you haven't given the body any love in that entire process, and then you end up texting me or some person who coaches and you say, I've been dieting, I've been eating no food, I've been doing all this cardio, and I can't lose weight. And I say back to them, hey, but you're not eating enough. And they go, what do you mean I'm not eating enough? I'm trying to lose weight. You're telling me I'm not eating enough? It's like, yes. And then you get into that whole thing. It's really cool changing someone's metabolism, changing their life, literally, from a state of, I look like shit, I hate what I'm eating, I'm barely eating, I'm trying to do cardio, I'm trying to get in shape, and I'm working, spinning my wheels, and getting no results. And to help that person out, bro, I did that for 10 years. It's the most rewarding job in the fucking world, is taking someone from, I look like shit, I hate how I look. My questionnaire on my intakes was, scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your physique? Bro, I never once got anything above like a 5. Most people are very unhappy. And to have that person eating out once or twice a week, having carbohydrates in all their meals, eating food they love and enjoy, and the scale's going this way and their physique's going this way, it's such a magical money spot. And doing it to yourself is sick too. Being able to see these cuts at 230 pounds. 230 pounds a few years ago for me, I was a fat fuck. Now I'm here at 230 pounds. I'm very happy with it. I don't know if I can do any back poses because of the lighting, but so yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed this day 3 of the peak week or whatever. But I gotta get on the Stairmaster for an hour, get rid of my to-do list of chores, and I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for Vietnam, and I'm excited to eat a bunch of food. See this guy right here? He's gonna show me all the restaurants in town. He's gonna show me all the good spots. All right, end of the video. Bro, that's nasty. Fuck. Last little round. This pose I gotta work on. All right, cardio time. See you guys tomorrow.